Today is our third Sunday, continuing our look at great peacemakers, true stories from around the world. Both of our peace leaders this morning are well known, Mother Teresa and Thich Nhat Hanh. We hope you enjoy learning more about these leaders this morning. Much of the dialogue about the leaders is taken directly from the book.
Standing only 5 feet tall, Mother Teresa was small in stature, but enormous in influence, gaining international admiration for her selfless service to the destitute and dying. Mother Teresa was a source of comfort and inspiration for countless people throughout the world. In her very personal approach to living peace, this Nobel laureate strove to love and serve each individual she encountered, thereby doing her utmost to put love into action. Mother Teresa was born Agnes Bojaxiu in Skopje, Macedonia in 1910. At the tender age of 12, the young Catholic girl felt drawn to a life of religious service. Initially uncertain about following her call, she asked her parish priest how she could be certain, and the priest answered, "The deep inner joy that you feel is the compass that indicates your direction in life." Soon afterward, her heart overflowed with joy, and she decided to devote herself fully to a religious life. After reading magazine articles about missionaries in India, Bojaxiu was inspired to join the Sisters of Laurento, who were serving there. Just 18 years old, she bid her family farewell and joined the order in Dublin, Ireland, where she learned English and became Sister Teresa, saying, "I choose Saint Teresa of Lisieux as my namesake because she did ordinary things with extraordinary love." After taking her final vows, Sister Teresa became Mother Teresa. Before long, Mother Teresa was relocated to Calcutta, now Kolkata, India, and began teaching at St. Mary's High School. In a city of approximately 3,000 slums, St. Mary's was an insulated environment populated with middle and upper class girls and walled off from the nearby poverty. Following nearly 2 decades at the school, Mother Teresa embarked on what she called the most important journey of her life. While riding a train, she heard what she identified as a call within a call. The message was quite clear. I was to leave the convent and help the poor whilst living among them. It was an order. I knew where I belonged, but I did not know how to get there. 2 years later, her superiors gave her permission to strike out on her own. Taking some nursing training and trading her Laurento robe for a cheap cotton sari, the lone nun ventured out into the streets. The suffering that Mother Teresa encountered in the slums of Calcutta was staggering. In no time, she found a woman partially eaten by rats and dying in the street. The compassionate nun rushed the woman to a nearby hospital, which admitted her only after Mother Teresa refused to leave unless something was done for her. Immediately following this incident, the determined Mother Teresa asked the local authorities for space where she could care for other people who were dying in the streets, space where they could die with dignity. Gaining permission to use 2 rooms in a Hindu temple, Mother Teresa set up the Collegiate Home for the Dying. There she did her best to convey to the dying that even though throughout their lives they had felt unwanted and forgotten, At least in their final days, they were loved. Soon Mother Teresa welcomed her first assistant, one of her former students, to join her in serving the poor. Mother Teresa rejoiced when a girl who belongs to a very old caste comes to place herself at the service of the outcasts. We are talking about a revolution, the biggest one, the hardest of all, the revolution of love. Mother Teresa founded her own order, the Missionaries of Charity, adding to the usual vows an additional vow of serving the poor. Living almost as austerely as the people they tended, the Missionaries of Charity had scant personal space, negligible personal belongings, and a rigorous routine of contemplation and service. They were considered in the Indian caste system as so-called untouchables. The miracle is not that we do this work, but that we are happy to do it. How could they be happy to wash a leper's disfigured face or hold an emancipated woman's skeletal hand while she dies? In the faces of the poorest of the poor, the Missionaries of Charity saw the face of their God, a perspective that enabled them to view each patient not with pity, but with the reverence, and made their service not social work, but a form of active worship. Increasing her happiness, Mother Teresa found in the poor remarkable expressions of love. Once, when Mother Teresa gave rice to a starving Hindu family, the mother of the family kept only half of it, and without hesitation gave the rest to her hungry Muslim neighbors. This is something so beautiful. This is living love, said Mother Teresa. Another time, when a beggar told Mother Teresa that for the entire day he had only received 29 paise, less than 1 rupee, and wanted to give the money to her, she recalled, "I thought for a moment, if I take it, he will have nothing to eat tonight. And if I don't take it, I will hurt him." She accepted the donation, remembering, "I have never seen such joy on anyone's face as I saw on his, that a beggar, he too could give to Mother Teresa." It was beautiful. 29 paise is a small amount, and I can get nothing with it. But as he gave it up, I took it because, like thousands, because it was given with so much love. Through a BBC documentary in 1969, the West discovered Mother Teresa, making her a household name and unleashing a flood of honors. Suddenly, the nun found herself meeting with dignitaries and organizations such as the United Nations. Pope Paul VI gave Mother Teresa a limousine, which she promptly raffled off and spent the proceeds on a center for lepers. When the Nobel Foundation awarded Mother Teresa the 1979 Nobel Peace Prize in recognition that poverty and distress also constitute a threat to peace, Mother Teresa humbly accepted it in the name of the poor, and at her request, the banquet award was canceled so that its US $7,000 cost would go to the poor. Uncomfortable with the surge of international attention, Mother Teresa admitted, "More and more often I am requested to speak in public. This is an ordeal for me. I wish I did not have to do it." Nevertheless, she did speak in public, although occasionally her message met with contention. Some critics questioned Mother Teresa's focus on just assisting poor individuals, rather than changing the social structures that contributed to their poverty. In Mother Teresa's opinion, Everyone must follow their calling, and while other people might feel called to serve on the societal level, she felt called to serve on the personal level. One of her colleagues shared that the missionaries of charity gave people fish instead of teaching them to fish, so to speak, because the people that they served were too weak to even hold a fishing pole. Some of the critics also took issue with Mother Teresa's stanch opposition to abortion, which she fought by promoting natural family planning and adoption, and capital punishment. She insisted that regardless of circumstances, every life is precious. Traveling throughout the world, Mother Teresa detected two types of poverty. In poor countries like India and Ethiopia, she saw obvious physical poverty, inadequate shelter, rampant disease, lack of food. In wealthy countries such as the US and the UK, she saw subtle spiritual poverty, broken homes, loneliness, and lack of love. She lamented, "I have come more and more to realize that it is being unwanted that is the worst disease that any human being can ever experience. The world never needed more love than today. People are starving for love." Trying to ease both physical and spiritual poverty, Mother Teresa and her missionaries of charity established centers in more than 100 nations by 2007. For years, Mother Teresa had been elected as her order's superior general, with one dissenting vote, her own. Eventually, age diminished her health, and when she announced that she was too ill to continue leading the order, one of her first volunteers, Sisters Nirmala, was elected as her successor. Mother Teresa shared, "People ask me about death and whether I look forward to it. And I answer, of course, because I am going home." In 1997, Mother Teresa went home at age 87. India expressed its appreciation of Mother Teresa by giving her a state funeral, normally held only for prime ministers and presidents. During this tribute, the nun's body was transported on the same carriage that had carried the body of India's renowned peacemaker, Mahatma Gandhi. The multi-faith service took place in a stadium packed with 13,000 mourners, while thousands of additional mourners filled Calcutta's streets and millions more watched on television around the world. Shortly thereafter, a push began for Mother Teresa to be canonized a saint. Pope John Paul II granted special permission for the review procedure to start earlier than usual, and in 2003 announced her beatification, the last step before sainthood. Mother Teresa became Saint Mother Teresa on September 4th, 2016. This compassionate and devoted woman offered comfort and love to countless people worldwide. Today, her order continues tending to the poor, the dying, and the forgotten, following St. Mother Teresa's extraordinary example of love in action. We will now see a few of Mother Teresa's more famous quotes, followed by a song to Mother Teresa.
to the table or what story you have to tell. No, I don't care what lies you tell to keep you breathing or what keeps you from believing. You'll be okay, you'll be okay. I am here and I'll hold you dear. You'll be okay, you'll be okay. I am here and the dawn is drawing near today. Today. I don't see what you show to the masses or what sins you have to bear. No, I won't see why others hate you or why they cast their stones. You'll be okay, you'll be okay. I am here, I'll hold you dear. You'll be okay, you'll be okay. I am here and the dawn is drawing near today. Today. I'll dress your wounds and I'll clean your sores. I'll show you there is love. I'll hold you close and I'll fight for you. I'll love you more and more. I'll dress your wounds and I'll clean your sores. I'll show you there is love. I'll hold you close and I'll fight for you. I'll love you more and more. You'll be okay, you'll be okay. I am here, I'll hold you dear. You'll be okay, you'll be okay. I am here and the dawn is drawing near today. Today. You'll be okay, you'll be okay. I am here and I'll hold you dear. You'll be okay, you'll be okay. I am